inalienable right that every child have a beautiful childhood on the planet. Can you imagine what that would be like if we could all just have that? We had one of the quotes in my lecture the other day. It was something about it's it's easier to give a child a good childhood rather than repair a broken man or a broken woman. And then one of the other quotes that I loved was one of the hardest hoods in the one of the hardest hoods is parenthood. You know, so for all of us that have raised children and stuff, it ain't easy. You know, it's a challenge. And then these grandkids come and it's a challenge, and yet it's so fun. And when kids can do what these kids are doing behind us here, you know, jumping around and flying around and just having fun, it brings that energy back to us, and it brings back energy to everybody that witnesses that. I believe it was Pablo Picasso. He said, every child is born an artist. The challenge is how to remain an artist once we grow up. And when we're little kids, we have no limits. There's no boundaries. There's no impossibilities. We can all fly. We can all conquer anything. And so that's what I would hope that you get from, as you and your friends and that go around and witness these sculptures. I hope you get that from them. I was talking to Dave the past few days, and Dave said, I think you are going to be surprised at how popular this show is. We had such a wonderful show with the great contributors and was so appreciative, but I think this one, who cannot relate to children and the happiness that they exude and bring forth in all of our lives? I'll just tell you real briefly, and I mentioned it more in detail in my talks of the past couple of days. My childhood was not a happy childhood. I did not have that. And so to be able to sculpt my children and our grandchildren and their friends and acquaintances and that, to be able to sculpt them in a happy, delightful way, I'm reliving my childhood. And it's a beautiful thing, and it's so fun to pass that on. I had a first grade teacher that, after a tragedy in my life, I lost my mother through a murder-suicide, and then was in an abusive relationship for about 7 years. When I got to America, that happened in Germany. When I got to America, I had a first grade teacher, Mrs. Anderson. And I'm grappling with all these memories and experiences that happened in Germany. I get to America, and then a few weeks later, Mrs. Anderson knew what had happened to me in my childhood. And she's going around and she's seeing that I have some art skills. My mom and I had spent lots of time together before she passed, teaching me little art skills. And Mrs. Anderson would come around and hold up these drawings and say, look what Gary Lee Price did, look at this. And so all of a sudden, I'm being built up, and I realize that I have value and I have skills. And it honestly helped me get through that tragedy. And so to this day, and that's one of the reasons why I'm an artist, is because of my mom, Mrs. Anderson, Mrs. Sharp, my third grade teacher. I could go all the way through school, all these people that encouraged me. And so I believe one of my things is art is cathartic. Art heals. Art helps us to do, I don't know, realize that we can do anything and that we have unlimited imaginations. So I bequeath this show to you for the next 6 months. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have fun with it. I hope you bring your children and your friends' children and you, and I hope you climb on the pieces, and I hope everybody has a blast with it. Thank you.